Good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. Once again, my name is Brian Glaze Gibbs. My story is my ministry. My story, I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. What I try to do is share my experience, which is my ministry, to get people to understand that crime doesn't pay. The audio copy, I'm gonna put it down later on. My story, email me. Get your merch. Okay, here it is right now. I'm still trying to work out the glitches in my camera. You see my merch. It's on Teespring, BGG. This is me back in the days with my feline suit and rope on. But listen, today, I think what I'm going to talk about the dismantling of the Eminem crew. That was my crew. That was something that I put together on my own. I took a bunch of young guys. Okay, keep in mind, like I say, I was like 23 to 24 at the time. I took a bunch of guys that was my age or younger, and I stopped them from going to Manhattan. These guys was going to Manhattan, and they was snatching pocket, ripping, people wallet out their pocket, knocking them out and robbing them. So what I was trying to explain to them, I said, guys, listen, man, if y'all go to Manhattan and you go call yourself snatching somebody's pocket and you call yourself trying to rob them, you don't know what you're going to get. You might get, okay, $100. You might get $200. You might get $1,000. You might get $10,000. Or you might wind up with zero, nothing. So to me, if you get down for me, you're going to get a weekly salary. Besides that or whatever, if you get knocked, you're going to get bailed out. You're going to get a lawyer. Your family going to be taken care of. You got to do a bid. So when you sit back and you look at it, look at the French benefit. If you get down with the Eminem organization, this is what I'm going to provide. Oppose you going out there in Manhattan, going wild. Not saying any method, going out there robbing and stealing, or even right now, going out there doing hand-to-hand, or I had spots and they was dropping off money, picking up step money, or dropping off drugs, making drugs and delivering it and selling it. That wasn't right. And like I said, a lot of times people like to say that's the only thing we had at the time. We didn't have just that. We had other things, but we wanted to take shortcut. We wanted to take the easy way out. So once again, when I got acquitted in June of 1987, and I formulate the gang, my crew, the Eminem, Money and Murder. It's like that's what I represent. That's what I believe in. That's the type of sick mentality that I have. And I got a nice group together. And like, Eminem, what it stand for? It didn't stand for the candy melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Eminem standing for money and murder. And my philosophy back then is this, man. Like if my guys messed up on a hit or did something that I didn't like, it's like, what do I need y'all guys for? I can give a bunch of females my money and I can go out there doing a hit myself. Because that's the sick mindset that I had back then. Anyway, I got these guys together. I had them follow me. You know what I'm saying? I just did a piece earlier about Pappy being was Pappy a horrible leader and teacher? So the same thing with me. I was no different. Right now is I had a group following me. I led them to do crazy and stupid things, all for the wrong reason, all for that mighty green dollar. That wasn't the right way, but that's what I did back then. Anyway, as time went on, like out of everything that we have done and that time, it's like right now, I regret it. And those that no longer here with the Eminem crew, those that are dead and long and gone, may they soul rest in peace and their spirit be lifted. I love you guys, period. I apologize. Those that still here, the few that's still here, I apologize, guys, because what I did was I had y'all following me, Brian Glaze Gibbs, for the wrong reason. And you know what? The crazy part about it is, even when I went to jail, my crew was still intact. The Money and Murder crew was still intact. And what happened was when I went to jail, okay, it was two guys. They was partners. They took over. They inherit my organization on the strength of me. And when they inherit my organization on the strength of me, these guys already trained. It was like when I was on a run. And, one of the guys, they was all sitting around. They was talking about it. Yo, man, how G took us from the street, stop us from robbing and stealers, and turn us into professional killers. And like, you know what? When you grew up in that type of environment and you grew up in that time frame, it's like you have to be prepared. Like when you see what's going on these days in time with these rappers, what's the guy named Benny the Butcher got shot in Houston in his leg. You know what I'm saying? People try to rob him for his jewelry. He was driving around a Rolls Royce at some Walmart in Houston, Texas. Okay, where was Benny the Butcher's security? Like, for example, when Boosie got shot in the leg in Houston, right after Mo 3 got murdered, right after, what's the dude name? Bon K, what's the guy name? Pardon me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, got killed in Atlanta. Where's your security? That's the problem. Right now is I wasn't a rap star. I wasn't a celebrity. I was a drug dealer. But I had a crew, Eminem. And I'm talking about when we used to come out, bulletproof vest, army fatigue, machine, like I'm talking about Tech 9, Uzis, like I'm saying, automatic, revolver. We had everything. We was prepared for the unexpected because there's no defense for them to surprise. So we was always prepared. So even though when I caught the case, from Operation Horse Collar, and I got the 21 USC 848, 21 USC 846, 21 USC 841. When I went away, my crew was still intact. And right now is, even when I made that deal, it's like, everybody like, oh man, and like, hold up, you made a deal. You going against Cat. What Cat gonna do? Cat made a deal. But back then, what I was trying to explain to people, who Cat gonna get on me? He gonna get me on me? That's the difference. My crew and the people from different organizations that, like I say right now, my man Webb and them, guess what? I still had them. We was intact. So it was no different. Like before I did what I did, guess what? It was a communication. It was certain things that were laid down on the line so people understand what direction, what I was doing, why I was doing, and how I was doing it. So it was nobody was intrigued. Those that was on my team that loved me for me, they knew what was going on. But as time went on, I had to relinquish that power. I had to let go. I had to back away from that because it was time. Even after I made a deal, I was talking to my guys on the street. And even when I was talking to those guys, they telling me, it was a song called Queen. Do-do, do-do. Another one bite the dust. We on a recorded line. And my guys telling me, do-do, another one bite the dust. Man, I had to stop calling them because I didn't want to get caught up into that. I didn't want them to get caught up into that. Okay? So you know what? I had to back away from them. But anyway, like I say, some individual that was, we was cool. That was once part of me. Right now was a level a little less than mine. When I got knocked, they took over. I gave them my blessing. They inherit my crew, Eminem. And you know what? They lived off that protection umbrella because these guys held them down. It's like any time or anything went wrong or whatever, these guys at Eminem held them down. That Eminem took care of them. As time went on, in 1992, what wound up happening, one of the guys retired. He retired because of the tragedy that happened in his life that caused him to retire. So when he called himself retiring, he left his partner in charge. And as time went on, my guys from the Eminem crew went to the other partner that retired, and they told him, listen, man, we got a problem, man. Every time you look around your partner, every time it's time for us to get paid, or every time something come up, he gives us the runaround. It's been a couple of incidents he's telling us, listen, man, he's about to retire and he's about to turn over everything to us. But as time go on, that's not happening. He's telling us we can't get paid because he had to do something for you. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, wait a minute. What that got to do with us? We putting our life on the line each and every day for this individual on the strength of Brian Glaze Gibbs, Eminem crew. Now we gave it to y'all guys, and look how we treated. We being treated wrongly. Now, what we come to you, 3 guys from our old crew came to him, to, the ex-partner, and they told him, despite he retired, they said, look, we coming to you. They met up in New York. This cat was living down south. So they met up in New York, and they was hustling in Baltimore, Maryland. So they all met in New York. The ex-partner and 3 of the Eminem crew. When they met up with him, they told him all the situation and all the wrongdoing this guy was doing. And say, look, man, we want to kill him. We want to take him out and take over. So the guy that retired, he told him, nah, man, if y'all kill him, y'all got to kill me. Wow, that's deep. If y'all kill him, y'all got to kill him. This dude's retired. He out the game. But that's the love and respect that he had for his partner. If y'all kill him, Y'all gotta kill me. And these guys, they didn't want to do that. Why? Are they strength for me? Why? Because sometimes people don't understand that. You know, when you grow up in the same geographical area, East New York, Cypress Hill Projects, these individuals understood. And they had loyalty. They still had loyalty to me. They knew right now if they kill the partner that retired, that would affect me in a certain type of way. And right now is they listened to him. They squashed it. They didn't kill him. Okay? So they all left. It's okay. The other guy, the ex-partner that retired, went back down to his home, and these guys went back down to Baltimore. But there were 3 of those guys that was in that meeting at the time. You know, say, don't get me wrong. If those guys, if the partner would have gave the okay, the guy would have been gone. Because like I told you right now, may the guys, may they so rest in peace. They was some dangerous, deadly individual. I done seen them in action, personally. And right now is, you know, if they would have did it, guess what? It would have been done. And what happened is, you know, one of the guys that's still alive, he went back to the other guy, the other partner that was in charge, and told him, man, what happened. He told him about the meeting. And what happened was that meeting supposed to went no further than what it went. It's supposed to die right then and there. But for some reason, this guy felt obligated for some reason. And mind you, he was one of my original guys. At one point in time, he was my right-hand man. But yet and still, what are you doing, man? So what happened when he went back and told the other guy, the other partner, and my man got offended by that. Because he felt, why didn't his retired partner come to him and told him that, yo, man, this is what was going on. This is what was going to happen by that squash it. So he got so hurt and so offended that when they, you know, had that conversation, he called the guy up. He called his ex-partner up. And he said, hold up, man. How in the hell these guys came to you and asked for permission to kill me, and basically you didn't tell me? He said, why? Because once again, look, I squash it. The difference is they're not going to do it. And why I'm going to tell you for, because then you want to pay somebody to retaliate and go get them. So the objective is, me being who I am, I try to even it out by squashing it. I told them they kill you, they got to kill me. So guess what? It got squashed. So right now is that character that went back and told you that should not have told you that. Long story short, to say the least, that put a strain on these individual relationships. They went from being like this to going a separate distance. And don't get me wrong, I look at both sides. And the crazy thing about that is, like I told you, it's 3 of them that went and visit the other partner. And like, you know, basically right now is these guys are deceased now, may they so rest in peace. But one of the guys still alive. And what he did was, probably like a year or 2 later, they was watching a movie on HBO called Gotti. And they was sitting around watching the movie Gotti. And as they sitting around watching the movie Gotti, they saw that scene when Gotti and Sammy the Bull, how they executed Paul Castellano as he was coming out of, what was that place called? That steakhouse, you know what I'm saying, Manhattan. So they watched that movie over and over. And what they did was they plotted. They made a plan. And what they did was the partner, they want to put the hit out on him. And they put the hit out on him. And right now they sent the hitman, you know, got the guy shot up, and they thought he was dead. What these guys did was they got on the phone and start calling the guy family, his, you know, girlfriends and everybody up and say, look, sorry, but such and such is dead. And right now, I'm just letting you know ahead of time, everything's going to be all right. The doctor pronounced the guy dead at the hospital. But just so happened, the guy didn't die. He didn't die. And the same individual that was behind it, what they did is they stopped going around the guy. So then he kind of know that, guess what? They was the guilty party. Like right now, was they put a hit out on him. People, would you guys sit back and think about it? The cross, the double cross, the triple cross. Even though I was once in charge of a most dangerous organization, you know what? You're going to have cross. But none of them, to my knowledge, you know what I'm saying, most they did was stole from me. You know, right now is they done stole drugs from me. You know, when you're going from point A to point B, they done took 250 grams, 500 grams, you know, a kilo. They done stole from me. But none of them, to the best of my knowledge, that everything I know, ever conspires to kill me. And once again, I don't know where that came from, the way you treat people, the loyalty, the love, the respect. None of them could despise or say that I was a bad boss, that I didn't take care of them. And the difference is right now is, folks, nobody should be in that street game in the first place. That street game is overrated. That street game costed many, many, many millions of lives. And it's still going on these days and time. Folks, wake up. Teach one, help one. Let people understand and see this stuff is not a joke. The street life is overrated. It's for people that don't know better. Y'all know better. If you listen to me, you know better. Listen to my message. Order your signed copy. Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. A true story of change and redemption. To get your signed copy, email me, Brian, Brian, Gibbs, Gibbs, 1201 at yahoo.com. This is my story. This is my ministry. If I can change, anybody can change. Get your Straight from the Street audiobook, Volume 1, and Straight from the Street audiobook, Volume 2 from Brian Glaze Gibbs. You know, it give you the good, it give you the bad. Go to www.audible.com. Get your merchandise. Get your BGG. Get your Crime Doesn't Pay. Get your Later for That. Go to Teespring. It's in my description box. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Share. Right now, email me. If you got any hot topic, any situation that you want to talk about, listen, let's do it. I want to make the Brian Glaze Gibbs channel the people channel. And what I'm doing is, I'm telling y'all folks, listen, in life, trust nobody, especially in that street life. Because what they'll do is, they'll turn you in for what? That mighty dollar. For the love of what? Money. So the message and the moral into the story is this, man, don't get caught up into that. Because right now, when you get caught up in that street, you know what? They waiting. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you leave, there's always somebody else to take somebody else's place. This is Brian Glaze Gibbs. Crime Doesn't Pay. One love.